The year is 2000, and there are only 2 rounds of the Formula 1 World Championship left. As the sport heads to its penultimate round at the magnificent Suzuka circuit, 2 men are currently locked in a heated duel for the World Championship. 2-time World Champion Michael Schumacher and 2-time and defending World Champion Mika Hakkinen. Schumacher leads the championship by 8 points and has the opportunity to seal his 3rd World Championship by winning this weekend. Not only would it be Drivers' Championship number 3 for Michael, but it would also be the first for Ferrari since 1979 with Jody Scheckter. On the other side of the fight was Mika Hakkinen, trying to secure not just his 3rd straight World Championship, but his 3rd straight victory here at Suzuka. As the championship reached one of the sport's most iconic tracks, pole position would be paramount to the title fight. As great as Suzuka is, it isn't the easiest track to pass at. It's reasons like this that moves like Alonso's at 130R in 2005 are so talked about. If the track is hard to pass at, you might as well be on pole. Pole wouldn't guarantee either man the World Championship, but boy would it make their sleep that night just a bit gentler. In 2000, qualifying rules were a bit simpler to say the least. 1 hour and 12 flying laps allowed. The fastest at the end of the hour is the pole winner. With pole crucial at the track and the title fight at its boiling point, the 2 title contenders went to war for pole position. The battle commenced with less than 33 minutes left on the clock. Schumacher put down his first serious lap of the session, nailing every corner to put down a 136.63, demolishing the original provisional pole time by over 5/10. With the benchmark set, it was up to Hakkinen to respond. He was entering the final chicane shortly after Michael set his lap, and he crossed the line on his flyer to set a 136.16, less than a 10th slower than Michael. Both men were over half a second up on 3rd place David Coulthard, laying the foundation for a hectic pole duel. Round 1 had officially gone to Michael. Round 2 commenced with just over 20 minutes to go. This time it was the Finn who was first out. Sector 1 saw Mika just a mere 500ths up on Michael's time. Sector 2, 900ths, almost a 10th. Mika would need to nail the final sector to not only go provisional pole, but give himself some breathing room between himself and Michael's time. Out of the final chicane and past the line, there it was, 136.017. By the finest of margins, Mika was now on provisional pole by 700ths. Michael's teammate Barrichello had spun trying to set a lap of his own, but was able to escape damage-free. It was now Michael's turn to respond. Sector 1, once again, fine margins. Michael was only 300ths up. Exiting the spoon curve, another sector time was revealed and once again, 300ths up. Out the final chicane and to the line, and Michael put down a 135.908, a 10th clear of Mika and the first lap to go beneath 136. Just like before, round 2 had gone to Michael. Round 3 began with less than 9 minutes on the clock with Mika first out. As he flung his car through the S's, all eyes were once again on the clock as the Sector 1 times revealed that Mika was 400ths down. Out of the spoon turn and up the hill once again, Mika was again down, this time by 200ths. Down in both sectors meant he'd have to nail the final chicane to make up the time he lost. And as he crossed the line, what do you know? That's exactly what he did. Hakkinen was now on provisional pole by 700ths of a second with a 135.834. Less than 4 minutes to go and it was now Schumacher's turn to respond. Schumacher was down in Sector 1 by 300ths. However, he was up in Sector 2 by 12 thousandths. With margins slimmer than ever before, it was all down to the final sector once again. As Schumacher jumped over the curves and put the power down to the line, the clock read his time. A 135.825. Michael Schumacher was on pole by 9 thousandths of a second. That was it from his side of the fight. There was no more time left for Michael to set another lap. But there was time for Mika. Hakkinen crossed the line with 30 seconds left on the clock, and everyone at Suzuka had both eyes on his black and white McLaren, trying to see if he had it in him to beat Michael for the pole. Sector 1, 2 thousandths up, the slimmest margin of the entire day, virtually nothing. Sector 2, 88 thousandths down. Once again, margins virtually the same. It would all come down to the final sector, and I've decided that we'll just watch it together. It wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. Mika Hakkinen was almost 2 tenths down and the clock had run out. Michael Schumacher had won round 3 and with it, pole position by 9 thousandths of a second. The best part about all of this is that despite being on pole, Hakkinen still led into turn 1 on the next day after nailing the start. Schumacher would eventually use the overcut to get ahead of Mika and win the race, claiming his 3rd world championship and 1st for Ferrari. Sure, the race was alright, but my word, that qualifying duel. 30 minutes of the sport's 2 best drivers putting down lap after lap to try and beat each other, with hundredths and thousandths being the margin between winning and losing. To me, this duel represents Formula 1 in its purest form. Flat out driving with no room for error, and Suzuka was absolutely the perfect setting for what was, in my opinion, Formula 1's greatest qualifying battle. My name is Intern, I talk wheel, and thanks for watching.